Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's easy level puzzle. Now take that easiness with a grain of salt because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people there. Today's puzzle is called XOV to Chattanooga by the Bard, and here are the rules. Extended Sudoku rules apply, which means place the digits 0 through 9 in each row, column, and box. However, there will be one digit in each that does not fit. So basically, it's still normal Sudoku rules, but it's place the digits 0 through 9 in every row, column, and box without repeats in any row, column, and box. This digit can vary between rows, columns, and boxes and needs to be determined by the solver. This is why I like having normal Sudoku rules be essentially place the digits 1 through 9 in every... Fill the entire grid with the digits 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, and box. This would be essentially... Extended Sudoku rules would be fill the entire grid with the digits 0 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, and box. And that fits it perfectly, right? Because you don't have, all that you have is basically there are just no repeats in any row, column, and box. And you fill the entire grid with the digits 0 through 9. We also have XV, where digits separated by an X sum to 10, and those separated by a V sum to 5. So as an example, if this were, say, a 3, this would have to be a 7. If this were, say, a 5, this would have to be a 0, because these two digits add up to 5, and these two digits add up to 10. And that's how X's and V's work. All X's and V's have been given. So this is the negative constraint. So that means if you, say, had a 3 here, these could not be 7 or 2. Because if there were 2 in one of these 3 cells, they would have to basically be a V there. And if there was a 7 in one of these 3 cells, there would have to be an X between the 7 and the 3. And there are no X's there, so that's how you know. That's a negative constraint there. We also have consecutive pairs, where digits separated by a white dot must be consecutive. So for example, if this were 6, this would have to be 5 or 7 to make sure that these digits are consecutive. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. The first thing that pops to me is we have 3 V's in a box. The only way that happens is if you have 0, 5, 1, 4, and 2, 3 in those sets. So this has to be 0 through 5, which means these digits are 6 through 9. We're not sure which. The 0 can never be in next to an X. So this can't be, and the 5 cannot be next to an X either. Because if you have 0 next to an X, that means the other digit would have to be 10, which is not a digit. And if you have a 5 next to an X, that would mean that the 5 has to be next to a 5 in the 10 digits, and that would repeat. And therefore, you would have a repeat in the same row or column. And that's not allowed. So this can't be 0, 5. This similarly must be added to 0, 1 through 5. But again, 0 and 5 cannot be next to an X. So this is 1 through 4 next to 6 through 9. This is 1 4 through 4 next to 6 through 9. Which means this cannot be 0, 5. This can't be 0, 5 to add up to 5. Where is 0 or 5? It has to be this set. This must be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. These are 1 through 4, and they're next to an X. So it cannot be 0 through 5 in either of these. This must be 6 through 9 here, 6 through 9 here. 0 through 5 cannot be any of these cells. Therefore, this must be a 6 through 9. Right? Then this has to be a 0 or 5, and we're not sure which. These are actually, any of those could be 0 through 5. These are 1 through 6. So these cannot be low, right? Okay, so one thing we need to do is start coloring. Well, I don't like coloring these. These two are the same digit. These have to be the same digit. These two have to be the same digit because they add up to 5 with that digit, and therefore these are both the same. This is red, this is blue, this must be an orange that adds up to 10 with that orange. This is a red that adds up with that one. This cannot be orange or blue, so this must be a red or green here, which forces this to be red or green. And this is red. This red means this can't be a red. So this must be green adding up with green, which makes this red. This has to be blue and orange. And this is blue and orange, and this is blue and orange. This cannot be orange here. We know this cannot be 3 lows. It can't even be. Can it? What can it be? Can't be. It could be 0, but then that would be 1 and 2 with it, and that would eliminate. These are. That would be 3 and 4, 3 and 4, and we need a 1 through 4 in one of these, so that doesn't work. Cannot be 0, 1, 2. Cannot be 1, 2, 3. Can't be 2, 3, 4 for the same reason. Can't be 3, 4, 5 for the same reasoning. That would force us to be 1, 2, 1, 2, which while still requiring a 1 through 4 here. So it could be 4, 5, 6. It could be 5, 6, 7. Could be 6, 7, 8. Or 7, 8, 9. This is also one, we don't know if it's 1 through 4. It could be 0, 5. Okay, out of these digits, we have 0 through, this is 1 through 4, which makes this 1 through 4, so this is 6 through 9. One of these is 1 through 4 to add up to 10. So this must be, this cannot be both green, so this has to be both reds. So this is both reds here. This cannot be red or green, adding up to 10. It can't be orange either. This has to be both blues. Since these are both blues, this cannot be blue. This is orange high, which makes this orange low, which makes this blue high, blue low, and blue high. This cannot be orange because this would add up to, one of these would have to be the high orange, and we already have the high orange here. This then has to be 6 through 9, and it must be red or green. This is the low, and it must be red or green. This cannot be, well, it could be essentially green, red, or 0, 5. We're not sure. This one requires, cannot have orange or green. It could be red or blue. We're not sure which. This cannot be, this is either red, which would force that to be green. This is, or it could be 0, 5. This cannot be both oranges because the orange high is here and here, so it cannot be here. So this can't be orange, it can't be red. This can't be blue either because that eliminates both possibilities for blue there. This has to be green, I think, right? No orange because the orange highs are both here and therefore cannot be in this row. Cannot be red, obviously, because this is red. Can't be blue because both blues see that cell, so this can't be part of a blue set. It has to be green. So this is green, this is a high green, and this is low green, which means this can't be high green, it's high red, And therefore, this is both red. Therefore, this can't be red. It's a blue. Therefore, this is blue also. This green means this set of 5 cannot add up to... Well, what can it be? This is either 0, 5, or is the blue. So, okay, where is... Well, we're not guaranteed to have a... Okay, so green cannot be either of these cells. So this cannot be green-red. So since this can't be the green-red, one of these must be the green-red. And it cannot be here, therefore this must be green-red. So these are both green. This is a red low. We have orange and blue. This can't be green-red. It's orange or blue or 0, 5. This is 0, 5, or it's blue-red. Whatever this set is cannot be this one or this set adding up to 5. Therefore, it must be green and red. So this can't be green. This is red. This is green. So this is 1 through 4. This can't be red or green, adding up to 10. It can't be orange because both oranges are in the column, so this must be blue. So this is the low blue, this is the high blue. Sorry, this is the high blue, this is low blue because low blue is here. Therefore, this is high blue, this is low blue, this is high blue, this is low blue. This can't be blue or green. It can't be red, it has to be orange. Because both reds are in the same, both low reds are here, which eliminates low red in the here. Both low green, low blue, and green are both here. So this must be orange here. So blue cannot be here. Blue, so if this is blue-orange, this is blue and this is orange. Otherwise, it's 0, 5. If this is blue-orange, this is blue, and this is orange. This cannot be green high. This can't be orange high. This can't be orange or red high. Can't be green high because they were next to be need to be X here. So this has to be blue high here. That's the only high possible left. We have green high, blue high, so that's eliminated green and blue here. This can't be orange high because, again, this would need to have an X next to it. Therefore, this is red high. I'm not sure which one this is. This could be 0 through 5 also. Okay, this cannot be green-red. So if this were blue, either this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or this cannot be blue low, because that would have to have an X next to it. So this would be orange low, and this would be blue. So this is 0, 5, or orange. This is 0, 5, or orange. We're not sure which is which, though. This cannot be the high 6 through 9, orange. This cannot be the high orange, because it would have to have an X next to it to be next to the low orange. So the one that's missing in row 6 is the high orange. We have the remaining digits must be a high blue, so this has to be high blue. because high blue cannot be here. And we have low green, which cannot be here. We have high orange, low green, high orange. High orange can't be here. So this is 0 or 5. And 0, 5 cannot be next to each other. So this can't be the 0, 5, which makes this the low green, which makes this 0, 5 here. This cannot be low orange. The only digit remaining is high green. The only digits remaining in row 5 are 0, 5, and low orange. But low orange can't be here because they would have to have an X next to it to be next to it. So this is 0, 5. And since this is 0, 5, if this were 0, 5, there would have to be a V next to it. Therefore, this is the low orange. So we have 0, 5. One of these must be low orange. The other one is 0, 5. This then can't be 0, 5 or low orange. What can it be? It can't be any of 6 through 8, 9. Can't be 0, 5. It could be either low orange, which it can't be. It can't be, or it's blue orange, or it's 05. So this has to be blue orange. Sorry, low blue. My bad. I don't know what. Okay. So right, it had to be low blue or low orange here, or 0, 5. Well, this can't be 0, 5 because there would have to be a V here. And it can't be low orange because we already have a low orange in the box. Therefore, this is low blue. This can't be low orange, so it must be 0, 5. Low blue is here. Remaining digits in column. Okay, so we have all of these. These are both low. It cannot be yellow. It could be red and green. Actually, it cannot be red. It cannot be red and green. If this were red and green, the problem is the low green is already taken in column 7 and column 8. So this can't be low. This can't be the low red and green. Can't be the low blue and orange. So this must be 0 and 5, which means this can't be 0, 5. This can't be 0, 5. This is the low orange, which means this can't be low orange. So this has to be 0 and 5 in both of these. So this is 0, 5, which means this can't be 0, 5. This is the low blue. This is the low orange. We have all the lows. So this has to be, cannot be 4, 5. This is 6, 7, 8, and 9. This is 6, 7, 8, or 9, but we're not sure which ones these are. This cannot be green, 6, 7, 8, 9. This can't be green, 6, 7, or 8, 9 because of the green. This would have to have an X next to it. The only digits remaining then are high red and high orange. This can't be high orange because there would have to be an X next to it. Therefore, this is high red, which makes this high orange. We're gonna mark the 0, 5s as pink and yellow. So this is pink, this will be yellow, which makes this yellow, this pink, and this yellow. We don't know about these. remaining digits in box 7 can be 05 or the high blue and high red. Either of those still work. How about column? Okay, column 6. It's either the pink 05 or it's the high orange. It cannot be high orange, therefore this is the pink 05. Because this is high orange here. Remaining digits in column 4 cannot be pink 05. That means it's the remaining digits, which is a low blue, which cannot be here. So this is low blue here. And then a high green, which has to be here. Okay. This is the orange high, this which makes this the orange low. In row 7, we have the remaining digits can be all highs, and it has to be blue, orange, or red. Red cannot be here because they would have to have an X next to it. Blue cannot be here because it would have to have an X next to this, so this is high orange. That leaves, this can't be high red, so this must be high blue. This cannot be 0, 5, so this is also 1 through 4 to be consecutive with this. Cannot be blue, orange, it can't be red. This has to be green then. Because we have a 0, 5 pair. So this 1, 2, 3, 4 can be consecutive with 0 through 5, but 0 through 5 is already taken here. Okay. This cannot be orange high. It can't be blue or red high. This has to be green high. We have in row 8, this can't be either 0, 5. And it can't be a low, so it has to be high. So the last high remaining is a red in that box. Therefore, this is low. We're not sure which this is, though. It could be... can't be blue, can't be red, but it could be either green or orange. We're not sure which. This has to be an 05. We're not sure which either. That's the only digit remaining. In column 7, what is remaining? We have no 0, 5s. We have a low red, a high red, and what's the last thing? A high green possible. Low red, high red. So this can't be high red. It could be low red, or it could be high green. It's pretty broad. How about column 9? We have both 05s. We could use a, actually, this already cannot be low orange, and this can't be low orange. So the low orange is not in, it's a digit not in column 9. So that means it requires all highs left. And it has green and orange. This can't be orange, therefore this is green high, this is orange high then. What else do we have? This can't be 05, it cannot be 1, 2, 3, 4. This has to be a high, so it's 6 through 9. And the only high left in column 8 is a red high. These could be 05 or 6, 7, 8, 9. We're not sure. But neither of these can be the high green, because this is high green, this is high green. So neither of these can be high green. Therefore, we left with an 05 and a 6, 7, 8, 9. The 6, 7, 8, 9 is the blue one. So this is blue and 05, 6, 7, 8, 9. Remaining digits here are the low red or the high orange. And it could be either. Column, okay, so column 8. It could be low red here or 05. So it's red or yellow here. And we're not sure what this is. Okay, this could be low red or high green, right? And either of these could be low red and high green. High green cannot be here and cannot be here. It's missing here then. It could be actually missing there also in row 2. We're not sure. Remaining digits in box 7. There are 05, the yellow 05, and 6, 7, 8, 9. The 6, 7, 8, 9 can be blue or red. We know there's a blue here, but we don't know anything else. This is low red, high green, and high red. This is, again, either orange or green. We're not sure which. This can't be high red, but it could still be low red and green. High green. This again is low red or it's high orange. um This could be low 4 red, right? If this is 4 and it's low red, then this could be 5 and 6, and that's valid. So if there's a low red in box 1, it has to be one of those two. But there's not a guarantee that it has to be. Oh, actually, there is a guarantee. We don't have a high green in box 1, and that's a digit that's missing. So there must be a low red somewhere in box 1. So it must be one of these, which means this is a high red here. This is a low red here. So low red's one of these two. We also have high orange. What else are we missing? This is high blue and one of the O5s. So we know we need an O5 in one of these, and this cannot be O5. Okay. So one of these must be O5, the other must be O5 here. So since this is 5, it cannot be, this can't be the O5 here. We're missing in this box the high the high green. So since we're missing the high green, we must have both 0 and 5 in this box. Well, this can't be 0 or 5. Only one of these could be 0 or 5. Where's the other one? It has to be here. So this is 5, which means it has to be, one of these is 5, so it has to be with 6 or 7. So it could be 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. Those are the only possibilities, which means this is 5, which means this can't be 5. This is 0, this is 5. None of these can be 5, therefore it's a 0. So red is 6 or 7. What else are we missing? This could be low red, or it could be high orange here. We're missing, one of these is a 5. We have a 0 here, and one of the other one's a blue high. So we're missing a high orange. So red high has to be 6 or 7, which means red low has to be 3 or 4. Which means the blue high low is 1 or, sorry, the green low is 1 or 2. Since the green low is 1 or 2, the blue low has to be 1 or 2 because blue and green do not add up to 5. So this is 1 or 2, which makes this 8 or 9. This is 1 or 2, 8 or 9, 1 or 2. This is 3 or 4. 3 or 4, which makes that 1 or 2. This is 1 or 2, which makes orange 3 or 4. So high blue is 8 or 9. Red is 6 or 7, 3, 4. Okay. If red is 4, obviously this is 4, 5, and 6. If red is 3, this would be 3. This would have to be 5 with 6 and 7. That's still possible. This cannot be 1 or 2. This is again red low or high green? That means high orange has to be one of these two. Well, high orange can only be here then, because this is not high. Therefore, this is high orange, and therefore high orange is 6. This is 5. This is 7. So all the red 3s are... all the red 3 4s are 3. We don't know about that one. All the red highs are 7. All the orange highs are 6. All the low oranges are 4. So this has to be a 3 and a low red. 3 goes with 2, so all the green lows are 2s. All the high greens are 8. All the low blues are 1. We're not sure about this. These have to be 9. This can't be 1 or 2 or 4. This can't be 1 or 3, so this is 2 or 4. This cannot be 6 or 8. This can't be 5. This can't be 8. The blue is specifically 0 and 9. This can't be 7 anymore. We have a 0, 9, 0, 9 pair in column 1. What are we missing column 1? We're missing the 6. Okay. Remaining digits in column 3... Sorry, column 7 are 3, 7, 8. This can't be 7. This is 3 or 8. This can't be 8. This is 3 or 7. The digit we're missing in row 9 is 2 or 4. So we need a 9 in one of these. So therefore there is a 9 in one of these. You could have 0, 5, and 7. 3 is in one of these. Zero cannot be next to the 5, so this is the blue, which means this cannot be blue. This is 9. This is 0, which force... Wait, that doesn't work. Because that would force us to be 0 and 5. Hold up. We have a problem. This is incorrect then. It has to be 4, 5, 6? Yeah. Because one of these is 0, right? If this is 5, this would have to be... Okay, yeah. So this can never be 0 because it would be next to 5, and this would have to have a V next to it. So this has to be the 8 or 9. That means this has to be the 0, which means this cannot... This is not blue, first of all. This cannot be 5 then. So this has to be 4, which makes this 5, which makes that 6. This cannot be the orange high. This is 4, 5, 6. Therefore, this is the red low. Huh. I don't know how I got it backwards. Anyways. Remove all the high reds. So those are 4. We can remove reds. So all the high reds are 6. Which means the low greens are 1. So these are 1. Remove the greens. The high greens are 9. That means the low blues are 2. So these are all 2. The high blues are 8. The low oranges are 3. Which makes the high oranges 7. Okay. This is not 1. This is 9. Okay. So this has to be, cannot be 9. It has to be 7. This cannot be 1, 2, or 3. 0, 5, 0, 5. 0, 5, which forces this to be 0, which makes that 5. Which makes that 0, which makes that 5, which makes that 0, which makes that 5. This can't be 0 anymore. This can't be 0, 7, or 9. This can't be 8 or 5. That leaves this as a 6. And we're missing 7 in the column. This can't be 6. So it's 5 or 8 here. This can't be 2 or 4. This is 1 or 3. This cannot be 7. It has to be a 9 remaining. This is missing 0, 5, 1, 2, 3. It could be 4 or 6 here, but this can't be 6 because of that 6. So this is 4, which makes this 5, which makes that 0, which makes that 5, which makes that 0. This can't be 3 because there need to be a V next to it, so this is 1. This 5 eliminates 5 here, so that's an 8. This 0 eliminates 0 here, this is 5, which makes that a 0. Apologies for that. I made that bad assumption there. I don't know why I thought there had to be a orange high here. It was really this that, yeah, that was a little tricky, but I should have been able to see that much earlier. Also, I should have been able to see that that was a low blue, so this couldn't have been a low orange. Because then there would have to be a V next to it. So this had to be the low green. Interesting. Yeah, I do like these puzzles which have like you have to choose 9 out of the 10 digits. That does make things very interesting. And it's nice. It's a nice change of pace, I guess, I would say. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.